Welcome, I'm Roxanne Curl, and I'm happy to be part of an organization nominated for a National Diversity Award. Here are the efforts we have made to create diversity in the organization and the impact it has created. Diversity is important to any and every organization. There are a myriad of benefits we have gained from diversity. These are just a few of the highlights. An inclusive and diverse organization culture creates a workplace where anyone can feel comfortable and have opportunity. This leads to our organization being desirable and having a large and competitive pool of diverse talent and skills applying to work for us. Teams with diverse members have conflict possibilities that can be functional and lead to better decision-making and innovation. When managers got to know the diversity of their employees, they established a better trusting and understanding relationship. This led to better planning and conflict resolution as well as change management. Various unique viewpoints and the possibility for debate created the opportunity for more thorough and informed decision-making. Kavanaugh, Veit, and Johnson of Human Resource Information Systems, Basic Applications, and Future Directions mentioned that future economic and strategic advantage will rest with the organizations that can most effectively attract, develop, and retain a diverse group of the best and the brightest human talent in the marketplace. Having a high-quality workforce from the mentioned advantages of diversity is what truly leads to our organization's best competitive advantage. My diversity plan involved women in the workplace. Women are a large part of any current workforce, but are often not put in places of power, unequally compensated, and sexually harassed. My plan involved 4 key steps. Our mission statement was to ensure gender diversity, promote equality, and increase the number of women in important managerial positions. The mission statement was well aligned with the organizational culture. It has been here to remind us what our goals and values are to always keep us on track. We developed employees through diversity training programs. The focuses were on awareness, communication, skills, and ethical practices. Employee assessments were given for feedback on program effectiveness. This allowed us to know how well individuals were understanding the material and increase their awareness. Next, we worked on creating an inclusive environment. This started with the leadership of the company because employees emulate what they see. It was important to make sure upper management and supervisors fully understood diversity. Women were added to management positions in order to show what our plan was about and to give motivation to other women in the company to strive toward the same goals. A Woman in the Workplace group was created that showed vigor towards addressing organizational policies and issues. Thanks to the diverse and inclusive culture, the company became more desirable to diverse talents. Hiring practices took full advantage of accepting new and diverse hires into the organization. Creating an inclusive culture is an important step in gaining advantages from diversity and attracting talent. Inclusion leads to a strong culture, which then affects climate. Inclusion is important because each member brings unique knowledge, skills, and abilities and experiences. Inclusion helps to create a strong organizational culture. A strong organizational culture happens when the organization and its members share the same values. Culture influences behaviors, and when members accept the core values of the organization, it leads to greater commitment. Creating this strong, inclusive culture has attracted diverse talent. This culture has also reduced turnover. This is due to a bond between the representations of the organization and what the members expect. Cohesiveness, loyalty, and commitment created by this bond aid in satisfaction and the likelihood of workers to stay. Diversity commitments aid in culture by helping to deal with conflict resolution, promote positivity, encourage communication, and bring awareness to diverse groups and issues. This all aids in the creation of inclusion. This strong culture eventually leads to the climate of the organization. Climate refers to how the members of the organization view it and how they feel about their work environment. Inclusive culture has created a better climate with happier employees who think well of their company. The positive climate has led to higher customer satisfaction and financial performance. Diversity adds some wonderful benefits to teamwork. Knowing how to use diversity as a benefit and being aware of the challenge is how I effectively develop diverse teams to gain innovation and strategic advantage. Conflict will happen between diverse people with diverse ideas and experiences. This conflict becomes constructive when it improves decision making, innovation, encourages curiosity, and engages team members. It is also beneficial for the release of tension and to allow individuals to self-evaluate and change. Conflict directly works against groupthink. It challenges the status quo and encourages debate. Difference in opinion and experience leads to debate and discussion. Educational background, job experience, and age are the main elements when people think about diverse opinions, but all levels of diversity can lead to experiential difference. This debate and discussion strengthens the communication of the group and aids in their trust and understanding of each other. Since these diverse team members come from all walks of life, their experiences are great insight into quicker, more creative, and effective problem solving. Keeping a balance is what makes diverse teamwork the most effective. When a team is too diverse, conflict can be dysfunctional. The knowledge, skills, and abilities of members were molded with the diversity because if not, there would be no agreement, and in turn, the outcome could be dysfunctional. The tasks and skills were also aligned so that members were not bored or overwhelmed, because both of these lead to some form of stress that can rub off on all the team members. When choosing a team, the diversity was closely examined to avoid fault lines. Fault lines happen if the team becomes split into two groups. If we were to create a team of, say, white males and Hispanic women only, they could group together with their most comfortable identities. This would harm the cohesion and lead to decision-making issues. In 1980, a man named Geert Hofstede wrote a book called Cultural Consequences: International Differences in Work-Related Values that created cultural dimensions to better understand how diverse cultures are socially structured. This helps management understand how to better adhere to each cultural difference in a global workforce. We incorporated Hofstede's dimensions in a few simple ways. The cultural dimensions helped us understand what makes a good boss to different people. There is not one way to lead people. When we focused on leadership acceptance, power distance revealed how different cultures accept the power gap. Masculinity and femininity goes further to show us how cultures prefer to be led. Those in a masculine culture, like Japan and China, respond better to more assertive and direct leaders. Feminine cultures are the opposite, needing a more modest and soft approach. We also use the dimensions to understand what type of employees to hire in each culture. The main focus for recruitment was to know if a culture is looking for team players or self-starters. Collective cultures like Japan prefer those who excel in a team-based environment, while the United States is looking for the exact opposite and considered one of the most individualistic cultures. Uncertainty avoidance can also be taken into account when hiring. Japan is known for its high uncertainty avoidance and is looking for individuals who are prepared, organized, and have an attention to detail. Employees will also learn different ways in different cultures. Cultures like the United States have a low power distance and interact with leaders and debate in order to learn. High power distant cultures will follow their leaders with little questioning and debate. Long and short term orientation cultures also can tell us what to focus the learning on. Cultures that have a long term structure will put time and effort into research and development for durability. Short term cultures prefer to search for absolutes with a quick approach to profits and losses. Motivation is also a key usage of cultural dimensions. Motivation is a vital tool to managing human capital and can be tricky when dealing with just one culture. Indulgence versus restraint is the main focus for rewarding employees. Indulgent cultures like to have fun and enjoy life. These cultures would enjoy work outings and parties to celebrate milestones or successes. Restraint cultures would be uncomfortable with this because they take little time for themselves and work is strictly business related. Cash incentives are also great motivators for individuals and individual and masculine cultures like the United States. The opposite culture will find this narrow-minded or shallow.